Okay, our next topic is on the membranes that cover the brain, membranes that we call meninges. Things like, when you hear things, someone has meningitis, they're referring to these membranes are infected or inflamed. So let's look at what they are. So your meninges. Membranes that cover the brain. So this is your brain surface here. And both halves of the brain, like that. That's the brain surface. Then you have 3 layers of meninges that cover it. So the first layer, which hugs the brain intimately, goes down in all the gyri and sulci, like so. That first layer is called your pia mater. Pia means soft mother. Above the pia mater is next what we call your arachnoid mater. It's a gap between the pia and arachnoid mater, like so. Okay. This is now your arachnoid mater. Okay. That's the next layer there. And in between the arachnoid mater and the pia mater, this space here, this space is called your subarachnoid space between the pia mater and arachnoid mater. And in this space flows a fluid called CS. Your cerebrospinal fluid hangs out in this subarachnoid space there. And then above the pia mater, you have your dura mater. Dura mater is a double layered membrane. Here's one layer. Let's go down. Okay, one layer, and here is the other layer to it. Like so. Okay. Let's do it this way. So the 2 layers are off the dura mater. The outermost layer, which sits next to the skull, is called the periosteal dura mater. The deeper one, here, that's next to the arachnoid mater, is called the meningeal layer. The meningeal dura mater. Those 2 layers there. And in some areas, the meningeal dura mater will separate from the periosteal dura mater, and that separation creates pockets here. So here's a pocket. That gap is called a dural venous sinus. Is where the periosteal dura mater and meningeal dura mater separate from each other to create a pocket. And that pocket space actually serves for an area where blood flows through. So this is for blood to flow in there, in those pockets there. And also the areas where the meningeal dura mater goes down into the brain, these things are called dural septa. Okay, these right here. Dural septa or septum are formed by the meningeal dura mater. The meningeal dura mater, where it extends down into crevices in the brain. And there are 4 of these septa. Okay. First one is called the phalanx cerebri. This one sits between the right and left hemisphere. So it sits in the what's called your longitudinal fissure. The fissure that separates the right and left cerebral hemispheres. The next dural septa is your phalanx cerebelli, which sits on top of the vermis of the cerebellum. Then you have your tentorium cerebelli, which sits in the transverse fissure. The transverse fissure, which separates the cerebrum from the cerebellum. Okay. And then the fourth one, the small one, which covers the sella turcica. So covers, it's called your diaphragma sella. And it covers the sella turcica. So know for me then these four extensions of the meningeal duromata, what we call your dural septum or septa. Four of them, know where they are and what fissures they fall into. Okay. So that is it for then your meninges that cover the brain. We'll pause there.